Well, we are currently on the fuel dock. It is 13:15 hours on the 2nd of January. And Robin was having trouble downloading her fishing license because we want to fish down the way. And so she's up there in that building right there. And we're going to exit out that exit over there and avoid these big pilings in front of us, and then go out around that mountainous area over there through a channel and down the way. So that's the plan. And now we're just kind of waiting. I think they're going to try and print her license for her up in the office. More later. Well, we just had our first huge container ship went by us. Probably eighth of a mile away, but it's foggy here, so it's a little unnerving for a while. And it was the first time we've really had a ship that close that we couldn't outright see. It just kind of kept coming. I kept seeing it coming up on the AIS and never could see it, and then there it came looming out of the fog. A boat called the Tina, which was not named for its size. Anyway, so it's kind of fun, and we're probably a mile from coming around the little isthmus that's just there at Ensenada, and then we'll make a turn to the south, and then we'll probably hang about 7 to 10 miles off the coast until we get down to Turtle Bay, and that's the plan. Good morning. It is 6:20 in the morning, and I'm all red because I've got my red lights on up here. I'm going to turn them off, and now I'm completely dark. But we are sailing in pretty much fog, and we have been for the last 5 miles or so, and the sun should be coming up pretty soon. Looking forward to that. And I relieved Robin about 4 o'clock, a little before 4, and she was on duty from midnight until 4. I got a little bit of sleep, which was good, and we're on a reefed mainsail. We only have 2.6 knots of wind, so really not doing much, but we're motoring. And anyway, my faithful little dog is down here under this lovely blanket. And that's pretty much the update. I believe that we're off of, let's see, Isla something, San Martin, Isla San Martin, which is we're probably about 60 miles from Ensenada now, as the boat floats. Okay, more later. Well, we're out here. We have the engine off. There's actually some sun peeking through. You can see through the Dodger over there. The little Sea Dog and I have been sitting out here on the deck. It's 10:09 on Friday, and I believe this is the 4th of January. Anyway, not much going on. Nothing to see, but we're running about 3.5 knots. We've got a stern wind And we have, we've got the staysail and the mainsail out. See the staysail up there, and there's the main. And the main has one reef in it still from last night. We just haven't put it up all the way. But we're doing fine. Trucking along. We're trying to make sure that we want to make sure that we end up getting to Turtle Bay during daylight, so we can just kind of cruise in there after a night run. And we're hoping that way we have plenty of time to look around, find a good anchor spot, because we plan to stay a couple of days. So that's what's happening at this juncture in the exciting trip from Ensenada. Hi, it is Saturday, the 4th of January, and we stopped. We were on our way to Turtle Bay, and last night the wind kind of blew up, the waves got high, and we had another 200 miles to go to get to Turtle Bay, and we were about 20 miles past where we are now, but we turned around because there's no reason to have a really terrible passage if you can avoid it, if you're not in a hurry, and we're not. So we are in basically Maria Bay, Bahai Maria, which is off of San Quintin, Baja. And I'm going to try to orient myself here because I just came on deck. The fog finally lifted. It was foggy. Okay, so the entrance to the bay proper, I'm going to say, is over there. There's actually a little spit of land that runs along here. It's just basically a sand dune, and we're anchored in about 20 feet of water with 5 scope of chain out, and we're gonna later today run over that way. You can kind of see a little boat that's just coming out of there, and then behind this is a rather large bay. I think it's 4 miles long and about equal width, and then along here there's also a lot of little towns, but San Quintin is not a big commercial port. It's just a bay. It's a natural bay, and we're gonna tuck in here probably until next Monday. There's a series of winds and waves coming through. They're like 3 or 3+ meter waves, which is not terrible, but it's not pleasant when you're getting pounded from the back. It makes it hard for the boat to steer. There's another sailboat that was in here when we got here, right there. And so yeah, so it's rather pleasant. There's a little fishing boat over there. We came in about midnight, and we came in under using radar and the chart plotter, and it worked actually pretty good. Robin did a great job getting us into a nice spot to anchor, and the anchor went down. Our shiny new chain is laying on the bottom, getting corroded even as I speak, and I re-wove our anchor bridle, and it seems to be working really well now. I'd like to get another line on it so we have a double bridle, but that's another story. Yeah, so that's what's happening. So we'll probably move the boat here around 1. 1 is high tide, so it'll be a slack water, and we can motor on in there, and then we'll try to find a spot that will keep us out of the approaching windstorms. And it's all sand in there, so it should be a really good anchor, good holding ground. Sand is good holding. Okay, Robin's back here shaking out sheets, and we were down to about 90% of our 800 amp hours of battery this morning from leaving lights on and chart plotting stuff on for an anchor alarm. And the sun finally came out of the fog, and it's already saying it's back to 100%. We're pumping out with just the 2 top panels, and not really what I would call a clear sky, about 200 watts of power. out of our potential 500 that we could pull out of there if it was a perfect world. So looking good, looking good. All right, more later. So we moved the boat from basically the other side of over there to over here in an effort to get out of the wind. There's some wind coming. You can see there's some chop on the water here, and we're sort of blowing sideways here. It looks like the anchor is like right underneath the boat. I'm not sure why it's not flipped around yet, but there we are. Well, anyway, we're here, and it looks like maybe there's a little flow from the stream that's holding us somehow. Anyway, I think we're okay. We're setting some sand with a good scope, and I think we'll be good here. Anyway, it's about 3 o'clock. It's trying to get us behind this hill over here, which I think I did, but it's still pretty darn windy. There's supposed to be some high wind tonight, so hopefully everything will be good. We won't drag, and life will be good. Okay, here we are. We're on shore in beautiful Bahai Maria, and that's Ensenada out there in the center of the frame. And there's our little dinghy, which gave me all kinds of crap trying to start. I finally had to get the starter fluid out, and then it ran like a little champ. And then there's Robin and Ellie, and Tigger's already gotten into stuff over here. Hopefully he won't find a snake. And anyway, so we're going to take a little walk and explore. This is obviously a volcanic cone. There's a few more on the other side. I'll probably take some pictures of that. But anyway, this is a nice sandy little bite here. It's got a little lava on both sides, but it was sandy all the way up to the bank, with just a few of these little rocks here. So it's pretty nice, pretty nice. And it was about 2 feet deep into here, so this is a pretty shallow little mud flat kind of thing. I'm sure when it's really tide's really out on like a king low tide, it's probably pretty much a mud flat. And there's a lot of little posts here you can see out there, maybe, and those are oyster cultivation. More later. So, what are your impressions of boat life so far?
It's okay. Interesting places, things to see. It's very different. This is certainly desert-like.
Oh yeah.
Volcanic.
It reminds me of Idaho. Yeah, with the you just get across the border and head into Idaho. It all looks like this: sagebrush and little piles of rocks.
The dogs have been off the boat in 3 days.
Yeah, they're probably pretty happy.
Yeah.
He looks happy. He's busy running around.
Running everywhere. You'd think at 7.5 years he'd be slowing down a little bit.
Well, we can only hope.
Okay, so.
We can only hope.
Ellie smelling everything.
Yeah. All new smells. Huh, Ellie? Are you happy? You're a happy girl. That's a good girl, huh? You're a good girl. So at first I thought that this was a tumbled down house, but apparently this is a dump site. They've brought this out here and dumped it out on the ground, so somebody's old building refuse, because it's there's no foundation here for this. So it looks like this is just where kind of an area where they dump stuff. There's another pile off that way. There's a big white egret over there flying around. And another view of the bay area. There's a boat jetting by. Dulcinea over there. Yeah, well, that's why I don't step in the bushes. So apparently we are here in the Reserva Natural Monte Quinza here in beautiful Baja, California. There's our boat way over there. And we are on this little bight. You can see all the little stakes out there for oysters. And there's Robin and Ellie again. And we're just walking kind of diagonal off here. This is on the opposite side of the bay from the town of San opposite side from the town. I'll just go there. Anyway, yeah. I've already seen lots of tracks. I've seen coyote tracks and little mice tracks and rabbit tracks. And apparently there's a lot of oyster shell out here too, so I'm not sure if people don't sneak out there and get oysters and bring them on the shore and eat them. And there's Dulcinea, way over there. Sitting at anchor. She just sat at anchor pretty all night. And while it was 25 knots of wind outside the bay, we were behind this hill over here, and she just was quiet all night. Okay, well, we're walking back to the boat. Dogs have had a lot of fun. He's been running around like crazy, and she's actually, little Ellie's been quite interested in all the smells and wildlife, so that's good. Tigger, don't get in there. There might be snakes.
Hey, get out of the rock pile. Come on, come on.
No rock piles.
You don't need an encounter with a rattlesnake.
No, we don't want
I'm
any.
sure he'd dispatch it pretty quickly, but
don't want any snake stuff with the little dogs.
hey, get out of there.
Anyway, so oh, there goes a jackrabbit.
Uh-oh. Ellie, stay here.
Yeah, we're hoping that he doesn't see one, because I don't know if he'd stop, even with his little electric collar on.
I got it in my hand.
I think the animals are sort of coming out of their burrows because it's gotten warmer.
Nope.
It is a lot warmer than it was this morning. It was like 57 degrees this morning.
Back on the path.
Yeah, it was like 57 degrees this morning, which you really don't expect from, you know, central Baja.
Sorry, delayed,
Expect it's supposed to be a little warmer than that, but there you are. Okay, well, next time I think we'll be back on the boat, unless we take some footage on the way back, because we never get a picture of the boat when we're off the boat and it's out in the middle of anything. And there's our beautiful boat at anchor in Maria Bahai. Hey, I thought I'd wrap this particular video up with, well, just an explanation of nothing else. We popped in here to Maria Bahai because it was uncomfortable, frankly, and we were very tired. And I think it was a good plan. And now today is Monday, the 6th, I believe, and we're gonna leave about 2 p.m. this evening, motor on out, and then we're heading for the Isle of Cedros, Isla Cedros. They have a harbor there, and we're gonna anchor there, hopefully in 36 hours after we leave, 36 to 48 hours. And that puts us there on Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning we'll probably anchor there, and then have a rest. And then possibly that evening or the next evening we will go ahead and leave, and it's a 12-hour passage to Turtle Bay from there. And so we will go ahead and go on down to Turtle Bay and anchor in there. And I don't know, we might stay a while there. We'll look at the weather and see what it looks like getting down to around the point and to La Paz. But anyway, so that's our plan at this point. I'm gonna add this to the video, and then I'm gonna post it, and we'll be caught up video wise. So hope you guys are having a good time. I know we are, and if you feel like subscribing, that'd be great. If you don't, that's okay too. And like the video if you want. Someday we might get a few pennies from YouTube, but that's okay too. All right, later.